Stop everything. What I'm about to tell you will shake the foundation of the NFL universe. This isn't just another rumor, another typical trade chatter, no. What I'm about to reveal is the kind of move that will send shockwaves through the league, redefine a franchise's future, and leave rival teams scrambling in the dust. And trust me when I say, it's happening right now, behind closed doors, in top-secret meetings, with whispers that are too explosive to keep under wraps any longer. We're talking about a player, yes, a superstar, an elite force on the defensive line, one of the very best at what he does in the entire NFL, being on the verge of a seismic move that could reshape everything for a team desperate to compete at the highest level. I can tell you, my sources just confirmed something big, something so confidential, so sensitive, so explosive that even the most experienced insiders are holding their breath. The phones in the front offices are ringing nonstop. Confidential meetings are happening in hidden locations. High-level executives are whispering about a new era, a game-changing acquisition that could alter the power balance across the league. I can't reveal the name just yet, that's how hot this story is, but I can promise you this. The player involved is a cornerstone, a game wrecker, a player with undeniable talent, undeniable impact. And the team interested? Their desperation is palpable. Every move they're making, secret flights, encrypted calls, covert meetings, all point to one singular goal, bringing this game-changer home. You've never seen a rumor this intense, this detailed, this confidential. But trust me, all the signs are there. This is the deal that will dominate headlines for weeks, perhaps months. And in a moment, I'll tell you exactly who it is. But first, we need to set the scene, dig into what's going on in Cleveland. A franchise in turmoil, thirsting for greatness, desperate for the final piece to their puzzle. The Browns, a team that's been searching for consistency, searching for that spark that takes them from pretender to contender. They've been in the wilderness for years, cycling through coaches, quarterbacks, schemes, trying to find their identity. They thought they had it with Deshaun Watson, but let's be honest, the offense has been inconsistent, and defensively, they've lacked that dominant interior presence that can turn games around in a flash. Their run defense has to improve. They need a disruptor up front, a player who can clog lanes, collapse pockets, and rally the entire defense. And that's where the intrigue deepens. They've been quietly scouring the market, meeting in secret, pulling off clandestine deals, all while keeping their true intentions hidden. The Browns front office, led by GM Andrew Berry, has been working behind the scenes, strategically plotting their next move. Sources say they've been engaged in months of negotiations, encrypted calls with agents, private jet rides to undisclosed locations. They know they need that difference maker, someone who can elevate the entire unit, who demands double teams, who strikes fear into opposing offenses. But then out of nowhere, they found HIM. Yes, I said HIM, the game changer, the player who could tip the scales, the one whose name will soon dominate every NFL conversation. And now I can finally bring you the revelation you've been waiting for. Are you ready? Because I'm talking about Dalvin Tomlinson. That's right, Dalvin Tomlinson, the beast from Alabama, the stalwart interior force, a player who, at age 30, is entering his prime with a hunger like never before. A player who, just months ago, was shrouded in mystery, quietly signing a lucrative 2-year deal with the Arizona Cardinals. But now, everything changes. Let's dive deep into why Dalvin Tomlinson is the perfect piece for Cleveland's puzzle, what makes him so valuable, and how this move could alter NFL power structures forever. First, let's get into the nuts and bolts. Dalvin Tomlinson is 63, weighing in at a staggering 325 pounds, a verified wall against the run, a relentless force in the trenches. His career stats paint a picture of durability, consistency, and high-impact plays. Over his 8 seasons, he's racked up over 250 tackles, including 45 tackles just last season with the Arizona Cardinals, plus a handful of tackles for loss and sacks that have disrupted QB timing and helped turn the tide of numerous games. He's a run-stopper first and foremost, a true impact defender that NFL analysts praise for his ability to clog the middle, occupy blockers, and allow linebackers to flow freely. Madden NFL 26 ratings put him at an incredible 89 strength, an 82 impact blocking, and an 83 tackles, elite numbers for a defensive tackle. His awareness, 87, and injury resistance, 95, make him a perfect fit for a team seeking stability in the middle, especially for a franchise like Cleveland that's desperately craving consistency on defense. Despite his lack of flashy pass rush stats, Dalvin is a game wrecker against the run, a player who doesn't need sacks to be a disruptive force. His mastery of gap control and ability to shed blocks make him a pillar for any defensive scheme. His contract: a 2-year deal signed with Arizona last March, a lucrative package that reflects his value. But insiders say the Browns are prepared to make a bold move, offering a package that could include high draft picks or players to secure his services. Why is Dalvin Tomlinson the perfect fit for Cleveland? Because the Browns have lacked that interior presence, that player who commands double teams, opens lanes for their blitzers, and lays the foundation for a dominant defense. With Garrett on one side and the potential addition of Tomlinson on the other, the Browns could finally stabilize the run defense that has haunted them for years. Could he be the anchor that pushes them into the top of the AFC North? You better believe it. Now I know what you're thinking. Who's behind this? Who's driving this move? Well, sources tell me that Cleveland's front office, led by the brilliant GM Andrew Berry, is operating like a chess master, working in the shadows, orchestrating a deal that could cost them significant assets but deliver massive results. NFL insiders are praising Berry as a genius, someone who's always a few steps ahead. The interest from Cleveland isn't just casual, it's laser-focused and backed by serious negotiations. And get this, rival teams are trying every trick in the book to block this deal. Rumors swirl of other franchises offering substantial compensation, even trying to sway Dalvin's camp with bonuses and incentives that could rival his current deal. But Cleveland, they're not backing down. They believe this is the missing piece, the final domino that will propel them back into relevance. And here's the kicker. NFL insiders are whispering about crazy performance bonuses, limitless incentives, and clauses that could see Tomlinson enter next season with a $15 million guaranteed, a figure that rivals some Pro Bowl interior linemen. This isn't just a trade, it's a statement. Cleveland is declaring war on the league's elite defenses. But what about the dynamics behind the scenes? Rumors are flying that the Browns' owner Jimmy Haslam is personally involved in negotiations. That Andrew Berry has been working day and night, pulling strings, making calls that would make even the most seasoned NFL execs envious. NFL authority figures validate the interest. Talks have been ongoing for weeks, with teams like the Bills, Jets, and even the Ravens lurking in the background, trying to undercut Cleveland at every turn. And the coaching staff? Well, they're excited, especially Jim Schwartz, the interim coach, who's been quietly pushing the front office for a defensive overhaul. Word is Schwartz is mentally preparing himself for the arrival of Tomlinson, a player he views as a perfect fit for his scheme, a cornerstone around which he can build a top-tier defense. But the real drama, the real fireworks, are happening behind closed doors, where the big money is being discussed, where the future of Cleveland's defense is about to be rewritten forever. This isn't just about adding a good player. It's about changing the trajectory of a franchise, about planting their flag at the top of the NFL mountain. Now, let's analyze the financials. Dalvin Tomlinson's market value, given the current salary cap landscape and his recent contracts, places him at a $12.15 million annual salary range. The Browns, with roughly $62 million in cap space, could easily absorb this. They're likely to shed some veterans or restructure contracts to create room, possibly releasing or trading players like JOK or building around a core that includes Garrett, Tomlinson, and emerging stars. And scheme-wise, Tomlinson fits perfectly into Schwartz's multiple front of the league, forcing rivals to reevaluate their own defensive strategies. It would ignite a bidding war in free agency, set the stage for the upcoming draft, and most importantly, place Cleveland squarely back in the NFL spotlight. This deal isn't just a transaction, it's a statement of intent. Cleveland is telling the world we're coming back, we're a force to be reckoned with, and nobody is going to stand in our way. The next 48 hours, they'll be critical. Insiders say the negotiations are reaching the final stages. The deal, if completed, will be historic. And once it's done, you'll look back and realize this was the move that defined a new era for Cleveland, a franchise reborn, a team ready to dominate. So I ask you, fans, analysts, and league insiders alike, are you ready for the blockbuster of the decade? Because once this secret is out, once the ink is signed and the announcement is made, everything changes. And remember, in the NFL, timing is everything. The clock is ticking, the dominoes are falling, and what happens next could very well be legendary, because I've seen enough to know this is only the beginning. The real story, it's still hidden, waiting to explode. Stay tuned, because the biggest revelation is coming, and when it hits, the league will never be the same. Are you ready to witness history? Because it's about to happen, and I'll be here, front and center, bringing you every explosive detail, every secret, every twist. Brace yourselves. The most incredible trade story of 2026 is just getting started.